Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, I know you guys been ready for this one because usually we're coming at you on a Friday. And when we're coming at you on a Friday, that means you've made it through the week, and that means you're ready to get extreme because, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's right. We're doing it a day early. Do you feel that? Oh, I hope you guys feel that. You feel that energy. Oh, that's right. That is right. That's right, you sons of bitches. It is the ECW Watch Along Series, ECW Hardcore Television, presented by In Your House. And you guys already know the vibes. When I get extreme, and I love to get extreme, I love to talk some ECW with you guys out there in the household. I got to get extreme with my man. I call him the educator of extreme. That is, of course, the voice, Josh Joseph, and he is going to come on, and it is time to get extreme because we have an extremely big episode, man. I hope you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready. What is up, house? What is up, household? What is up, ECW fans, friends, anybody who is out there? Thank you for joining us on this one. This is the moment that moments were made for, because I get to finally speak to the man who took me away from this fake wrestling that we've seen with Hulk Hogan and all these guys. You know, there were some greats there, I will say, but this man changed the game for me, and I cannot wait to speak to him. He is the reason I got into podcasting. My dream interview is about to happen, House. This is exciting.
Oh, man, I know you're feeling that energy right there because this is a man that we've been watching for weeks here on the ECW Watch Along. He's been a pivotal point, and he's made such an impact with everything that he's done with the high flying and hardcore action. He revolutionized the game. Ladies and gentlemen, coming here to In Your House's ECW legend, the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac himself, Sabu, is here at In Your House. Right. Welcome, brother, man.
When you had that introduction, I thought you were talking about somebody else. I was looking behind me.
No, sir. We were talking about you yourself, Sabu, the legend.
I forgot to ask you guys in the green room. It's okay, Smoke?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, please, go right ahead.
You be Sabu, because that's what the fans are here for, my friend.
It just seemed me.
Sir. Man, absolutely great to talk to a legend. Everything that you have done in ECW and WWE and wrestling period, the impact that you've had, a lot of different ways to go with this, but basically, Sabu, man, what we've been doing is we've been watching along, going back to 1997 and watching everything that you and RVD and former guest Bill Alfonso has done. And man, you guys are just running roughshod through that time leading up to then. I just got to ask, everything going on there in 1997. Oh, go ahead. No, do what you got to do. But everything going down there in 97, man, what were those vibes like? What was that feeling like being in those times and putting on those shows?
Actually, at the time, you kind of take it for granted. You're just going through the motions because you feel that's just normal. But then now and then, you know, I'd step back and say, wow, my uncle trained me. My uncle trained Rob Van Dam. And now we're in the hottest company, main event in the hottest company, calling our shots, throwing my weight around. And I almost could do no good back then, but it was it was great. I didn't at the time. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and like you said, at that moment, you don't really recognize it. And now you get to actually sit back and hear guys like us who did recognize it and celebrate it. You really spoke about your uncle there. And I had a real quick question because I noticed in a few episodes we did back, Joey Styles mentioned something about your uncle. And he said that he trained you and RVD not to just be wrestlers, but to be champions. And I wanted to know if A, that was true, and B, was that the reasoning like that we seen in your wrestling, the spark you had, the going the extra mile, was that influence of your uncle?
Well, everybody who gives you 2 cents saying I'm like the champion with this advice, but it wasn't to be a champion; it was to be an individual. My first 5 years, I wrestled like everybody else. I learned all the basics like everybody else. Boring shit, but I had to learn it. Then it was my time to express myself. I already could do. If anybody didn't want to do my stuff, I could still do their stuff because I was taught that. And my first match in Japan, I said to my uncle, "What do you want me to do? What's different? I wrestle like everybody else. I'm just a fucking American guy, Terry Nobody." He goes, "I want you to do that stuff in the backyard when you think I'm not watching you." Like he trained us in the backyard, but when he'd leave, we'd do backflips and trash stuff. But when he came back out, we'd straighten up and wrestle the way he said to.
Yeah.
But he knew what was going on, and that's what I was expressing myself to nobody, but he's seen it. So he said, "Express yourself like that now." And I go, "Well, how am I going to get these guys to do it? They don't know what I'm doing." They go, "Make them do it." And so in Japan, I got away with it. Now, if I was in WCW or WWF at the time, they would say, "No, you can't do that. We don't wrestle that way."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Japan, they said, "Whoa, do that again, and do it again." And,
Yeah.
and then I go, "What do you want me to do tonight?" They go, "Sabu style." I go, "What the fuck is that?" There was no Sabu style. I was just doing my thing. I wasn't following the rule or no guideline. They said, "Do your match." And so as the match went on, I got a little crazier or thought of something else, and it resembled my uncle, sort of. I put acrobatics into hardcore, sort of. So whatever he did, I didn't try to top it. I just tried to make it my own.
I got
There
you.
was no topping. Like me and Van Dam, they go, "Were you guys trying to top each other in one of these matches?" I can't remember which one. I go, "No, never did. It was just you do something, I do something. Okay, cool. I'll do something too. Okay, cool." Never like I'm gonna do something better. It was never nothing better. It was I'm gonna do something else too. There is no better when you're competing like that. It's just as good. It's you're fighting back.
No, I get that. You're making it more believable.
We never like one-sided. Like when me and Van Dam would wrestle like Spike Dudley and Mikey Ripwreck, we gave those guys 80% of the match. Because we liked wrestling those guys, and then we beat them in the end. But we gave those guys a fight for their life, and they liked it. They loved it. Everybody else would eat them up. Like Steve Austin wrestled him one time, just ate him up. He put him over in the end, but he ate him up. That was no fun for him. I mean, and it was no drama.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell that your style's more like a Picasso artist out there in a match because
I don't paint in between the lines. Sometimes
exactly.
That's
what we love.
And if I didn't go over the lines, it wouldn't be no art to it or
exactly the barbed wire in your bicep and the camera angle of you pulling that barbed wire. That's what like captured me with you because you continued. You didn't stop, and we see guys out here. Yes, I understand there's different variations of injuries. I get that, but Sabu, you innovated a entire style of wrestling.
He did.
Tommy Dreamer's called the innovator of violence. Say what you will about that, but you're the innovator of wrestling. Yeah, well, I won't edit that one. I remember from the green room talk. I made sure to tag that. But that's what I'm saying, though. You were the innovator of extreme, I call it homicidal wrestling, because you were out there not only putting on a great performance, but you were giving every single fan in there what the Japanese said to you, a Sabu match.
which was every last bit of him in every single match. He gave us everything in every match, and it was just amazing to watch. I mean, carved in my brain is this man jumping off a stage and cracking Sandman over the head with the bottle. That was a triple moment.
Yes.
I mean, I mean, seriously, what this man has done throughout the course of his career and what he's given us. I guess my question is this: we've seen you in so many amazing feuds, whether it be the Public Enemy or Terry Funk or even RVD. What would you say is probably like your proudest feud, like your favorite feud, or who it might be?
Well, me and Van Dam is my proudest moment because we both came from the same backyard.
For sure, absolutely.
So that's my proudest moment. But aside from that, because that's a little bit biased, it's cheating a little bit. I would say my thing with Taz. That was the most impact. The first time I wrestled Taz in Philadelphia, that set the pace for wrestling for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
In Japan, I got away from Japan. Never got away from the States, especially the way it magnified. It was happened to be in ECW, so it was TV, so it was documented. It wasn't a match they heard about or something like that. They seen it, and that match was special because there was almost nobody there. And when I came out, I threw chairs all over the place, chased the people. There was no people. It was just chairs. So it was dark. You couldn't tell. And that match, it wasn't picture perfect, but it was brutal. And that's my most memorable moment in wrestling, is that match.
Oh, it's an iconic moment. It really is.
Taz didn't fight me the way he did because he didn't know me from Adam. He only knew me from the sheets. I didn't know him at all. And so if he didn't fight me the way he did, it would have just been another match. But that was the one match. Then the next day we doubled the people. We had like 200 people or 300 people. First night was about 100. And then the next month, 400 people. And then the next month, 800 people. And then I wouldn't be there. Brought back down to 500. I'd come back, 2,000 people.
Man,
I'm not making it up. I might be a little jagged numbers a little. But every time I was there, the boys made more money.
Yeah. I know it's documented. We've seen the impact that Sabu has at a match. ECW.
That's where the thing is where Paul got me the worst or the deepest, because during those times, everybody got a raise, but I didn't. But he wanted me to stay loyal. Now, I was making more than other guys, but I had other opportunities to make more elsewhere.
Yeah.
He wanted, and ECW was a job once a month. Japan was 3 weeks a month, 25 weeks a year. Steady pay, doing what I love to do. And ECW, I love to do it. And we're setting pay, a new pace for the Americans. But for me to give up a living for that was hard to do, And I gave up a lot for him. I had a tryout with WWE, WWF, whatever, 94. And before I went, I told Paul I was going. I was already working for ECW. He goes, promise you won't take it. I said, I promise you I won't take it. I'm not interested. But I have to go because they're going to pay me $300 a night. That's $900 for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unless you want to give me $900 to stay home. He goes, no, go, but promise you won't take it. I won't take it. So Vince calls me in and goes, we love your shit and all that. Tonight, we want you to wrestle Owen Hart because that's my mark match, my fan match. Yeah. See it. And then he goes, boom, boom, boom. I go, if you were to hire me, he goes, yeah, we're going to hire you. I said, well, if you were, what would you do? And he goes, would modify your look and change your name. And I go, oh, man. So I don't know about that. And he goes, and of course, the Iron Sheik would be your uncle. And I go, oh, boy, you're really killing me now. And so I sat there and he goes, so what do you think? And I said, I can't. I already have a job somewhere, and I promised them, so I have to stick my word to it. He goes, you're going to give up life, a living over a company that might not even be there tomorrow. And I go, yeah. He goes, how can you? I said, I don't know. I don't know. But how good? Iron Sheik's my uncle. Boom, deal breaker.
Yeah, because you said that was important to be the individual.
He's not my uncle.
Yeah.
And it would break my uncle's heart if I had someone imitating him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sheik was a mountain of a man in himself.
And so am I. I believe in loyalty, and even though it's a work, I wouldn't embarrass him because it would embarrass him. Not the people around him; they probably wouldn't even care. But I know he wouldn't like it himself personally.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, just for that fact.
I respect that. Yeah, that's a lot of respect. We got a question here from our chat chief.
But even if he said, go ahead and do it, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a question here from our chat chief in your house, Antonio Fry. What do you think of wrestlers now that have adopted your style?
It's cool, but they misinterpreted it. They're just going for the big bump. They're not watching the drama leading up to it. I do bumps 7 minutes before I do the big bump, leading up to that bump. I do bumps, teases 7, 8 minutes before I even do that big bump. And they're doing big bumps all the way there, and then a bigger bump in the end. And not everybody, but it looks that way, to me.
Yeah.
Well, they're thinking more about how many flips they're going to get in than making something look like it could fit into the realms of wrestling. Because the bottom line is it's wrestling. We're wrestling and doing acrobatics and a little extra with the hardcore stuff, but we're not acrobatics and then wrestlers. We are wrestlers first. If you can't wrestle, you can't do the acrobats. That's how it should be. First you wrestle, then you learn the bullshit. But you don't learn the bullshit before the wrestle, and they do that. They learn the bullshit at the same time, if not before their basic wrestling. And I'm coaching somebody now. They can do all my bumps. They don't know how to do them. So I'm teaching them. They had to go back to basics. Every time you go practice, every day you practice, you got to lock up. First thing you learn to practice is the first thing you start in practice. So even though you have it, you still got to do it. You should own it. Anyways, so these guys, like you said, what do I think about it? If I sat down with them, I think more of them. But since I see what they do and I can't really control it, they're misinterpreting what I did. And so does everybody. They put tables under the ring. They carry tables like a weapon. Table would be the last weapon I'd use. The only reason I would use it because it was ringside. And I'm not really using it. I'm putting the guy through it. I'm not hitting him with it. I'm not picking him up and jamming it down the stairs. It's too heavy. It's not a good weapon. That table weighs about 100 pounds. But anyways, I don't like it when it's a prop under the ring. It looks like a predetermined bump. I don't like my stuff predetermined. Everything I do is almost predetermined, but I try to make all of it look like it's not predetermined.
You did that well.
You
did that real well.
Even Vince goes, man, I don't know what you can do. When you go in the crowd, you're going to go crazy. I said, it's a word, Vince. I control myself. I do that to scare the other people, not scare you. You're supposed to know better.
Yeah. Well, and you brought up your match with RVD. You guys weren't about who's going to top each other, and there was a specific match, Howse. I remember us watching.
I'm sorry, but don't get me wrong. Sometimes we did top each other, but that wasn't the intention.
Yes, exactly, and that's my point. It was never the intentions, but it was really cool to see this one match where it ended with you both being stretchered out. Except you did not stay on a stretcher. You kept getting off of it, and you were not letting RVD stay on his.
But Paul goes, the finish is whatever you want to stay on the stretcher.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Because it seemed like there was a bit of like humor between friends in that too, with the antics of jumping off of this stretcher, and then finally you are stretchered all the way out.
We did some unique things. We were doing bumps on the stretcher, out of the ring onto the stretcher, like and hitting the guardrail and stuff like that. That was cool,
Yeah,
we can't do kind of matches every day, but everything we did, it wasn't practice. We thought of it, but it wasn't practice.
That's awesome, and
that made it fun because even if you get hurt, we go, "Wow, pulled it off,"
Yeah, exactly. And ECW was perfect for that.
Yeah,
you guys,
but like I said, the young guys today and even older guys, they misinterpreted my wrestling. They my matches. I start out mat wrestling. Then when I usually let the guy get better than me at mat wrestling, then I start punching him and shit hits fan. But first I try to wrestle. I make sure he's a better wrestler. Like Kurt Angle, I wrestled him and I took him down, and he said, Vince said, "You try to make me look bad." I go, "What do you mean?" You took me down. I go, "Yeah, I'm a wrestler. You're a wrestler. You're a better wrestler. But I took you down once. You won the match, right?"
Yeah.
He thought that he's the only one that can wrestle, and I shouldn't out wrestling back. We're wrestlers. I'm not as good as he is, but I'm a wrestler. I would still try my gun to shoot him. Try my shit.
Take him down. Yeah.
You can tell that your mat wrestling
is
something.
I wrestled Big Show, and I tried wrestling him like a little guy. Went behind him like for a German. It was funny, but that's what I know. I mean, that's what I should know is wrestling. Even though he's a big guy, I still think I'm a better wrestler.
Yeah, I got you on that
for
one.
sure. Yeah,
I might not be able to pick you up, but I'll do something else.
No, I love your mat wrestling. We've talked about that in multiple matches we've seen, how you start out a match with this beautiful mat wrestling.
That's overlooked.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Oh, not on this show, sir. On this show, it is brought up every Sabu match we have.
Yeah, we love. Yeah, we're
it's
always
a breath of fresh air when I can tell people, or they tell me instead of me telling them. But
yeah. We've got a few comments in the chat here. I just want to go ahead and acknowledge them. We have Paulie Metal saying it was an honor to meet you and Tracy Smothers in Cleveland back then. Also, he said Stairway to Heaven 1997, all ladders and chairs, more than I see in any company back then. So he's a huge fan himself. We have our buddy here, the Lou, and he's coming in. He's asking, who was a dream match that you never got to face?
Well, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, God.
I'm still not completely out of the water. You know, maybe next year if he wants to wrestle me, I'd be all for it.
Hey, let's do it. Like, man,
yeah,
that's big. I would love to see that.
That would be one of my dream matches, not because I'm a mark for him. I'm a fan of his style and sizes. Like Mike Austin. I like Mike Austin because he can catch me. You know, he's a big guy, power bomb me. He does other shit I don't do. You know?
Yeah. Man, that would be awesome.
He doesn't do anything.
That'd be amazing.
I would absolutely give you all my money for that match.
Man, for real. Like, for real.
And I might even put him over.
Oh, yeah.
I like the cliffhanger there. That's perfect.
Yes, man. Yes. I want to continue this conversation here because, like, just a couple of weeks ago, and then of course I'm gonna throw it back to you, Voice, but I wanted to make sure I asked this because just a couple of weeks ago we had an event, NXT 2300, that was happening there in the famous ECW arena in Philadelphia. It was a really good event, and we saw some awesome superstars. Don Marie, Francine was there. Your buddy RVD was there. Nunzio, he was also there. I gotta ask you, man. This was a good event. I enjoyed it, but I felt like you should have been there. Like, I felt like that you should have been there in some kind of way because, like, everything we've been watching, like, you're like damn near on every episode, an icon, a legend in ECW. So I just felt like it was like, why wasn't my man Sabu there? And like, what's up with that?
I don't know. I felt the same. I wasn't heartbroken because I expected it. But for one, ECW Arena is not like it was. It's rebuilt. It's flat. It's not the same. Yeah. And it's not really a ECW reunion without me or Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that.
Was Sandman there?
I didn't see him.
I don't
he
think
wasn't
so.
there.
No.
Rhino was there, but I don't think he was there. No.
Yeah, he has a Legends contract with him, so I thought he might have been there, but it's not a reunion really without him or me.
Yeah,
and, really bad without me, especially with Rob there. Rob, I should have made the save, and not a big save, just a save, and then have someone else.
Man, that would have been so amazing.
But, I would have hit the roof.
Rob, he told me a few days before. He told me before that, and I didn't pay attention. He told me a few days before. Then he had some kind of something go wrong with him with his back or something. They wouldn't allow him to wrestle. So see, I could have. Instead of him not wrestling, it could have both of us not wrestling instead of just him. You know, because he didn't wrestle, so he's giving them less of him now. If I came in, it would be perfect.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, I didn't expect him to call me, but they should have.
Yeah, 100%.
It was pretty lame from what I heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have been better if he was. It would have been better if he was
lame from the ECW nostalgia part.
Got you. Okay, I feel that.
It's like, you got a couple bones still. They got a couple bones that ain't broke yet.
Oh man, guys, we're having a great conversation with Sabu. A lot of movement in the chat. Yes, Bruzy, that is the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu. I'm gonna throw it over here to my man Voice. Man, go ahead and ask a question to the legend over here.
All right. Sabu, so we have a question. This is gonna go into the chat, but I noticed you got a bunch of stuff behind you. We have a chat member asking, you got all your famous like poses. We got them on here on screen. We have a chat member out there, Nick. He's asking, what
I'm not
the
asking that.
in your reminds him of a young Sabu. Who does he feel right now reminds him of a young Sabu?
Who does?
Yeah. In wrestling right now, who do you feel reminds you of a young Sabu?
I'm interested to hear this one.
I don't know. I don't want to put somebody over and don't deserve it.
Oh no, I completely understand that.
What? Believe it or not, Santana Jackson. He does the Michael Jackson impersonation.
Yeah. Him.
I hate Michael Jackson music. Don't give a fuck for it. But when I see him do it, I groove. He's so attention to detail.
Yeah.
And so talented and so anal about it that he reminds me of me.
That's
cool.
awesome.
No matter how good I did
massive.
something, no matter how good I did something, you couldn't pat me on the back good enough. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even Kansas Jack goes, I wrestled Kansas Jack. He goes, man, every time I wrestled Sabu, he's always disappointed with our matches. No, I was disappointed in myself because I knew I did something good, and I did a couple things not so good, whether you caught it or not. But I know it. So it was hard to celebrate, thinking everybody knows I fucked that spot up, but they didn't.
Tony is saying Tony's saying there's no talent today like Sabu. I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Santana Jackson, he has it, brother.
Well, I'll dive more deep into that.
Yeah, Santana Jackson is good, bro. I've seen a lot of.
I'm saying, okay, he does Michael Jackson good. He's a good wrestler, anyways. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He don't have a character. He know, and he is over as much as Santana or Michael Jackson thing. He actually does MJ Live at the Sahara here.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sahara or Hara, one or the other. He does MJ Live. Yeah.
Last time I was in.
He's one of the top impersonators in the world. They actually make him sing too.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. Because the last time I was in Vegas, I went. I think it was over at the Tropicana, and I seen,
that's Michael. Yeah, that's Santana.
That's him.
Tropicana.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
Howse,
this dude imitates Michael Jackson like Michael Jackson was there, dude.
Yeah,
it was incredible. Man, that's awesome.
Now, if you say, does he remind you of you? Not the Michael Jackson part.
No.
Take all that shit off. That does.
Yeah, I watched that whole show and I never sat there and went, this is Sabu, man. He really reminds me of this.
Yeah, he wants me to manage him and me do the moonwalk.
That would be so great.
Oh, that'd be a viral meme right
if
there.
I can get out of the question, I might do it.
We got our chat chief asking. He's got a question here. I'm interested myself. Any chance that you do any work with AEW?
Well, yes and no. I mean, if they call me, for sure. But I'm not ready to wrestle yet. I've been training for the last year because I stopped working out about 4 years ago. Stopped wrestling about 4 years ago. So I started training again. And in about another year, 6 months or a year, I'll be ready to have my final match. So I'd like to have my final match, WWE, because it'd be the biggest payoff. And it's not out of the question, as long as Paul Heyman's there, it's not out of the question. And or AWE, because they have the money also. I got offered already from Saudi Arabia, and I said no, only because I was hurting and I knew I wouldn't do a good job, and I got to wait. Although I could have used that money, it was great money.
Yeah, I respect that though.
But it was easy to say no because I know I'm not ready. I've been saying this. I don't know if you guys understand. You set yourself a gold standard. Boom. Yeah. This is more my ceiling. This is how good I am. This is how good I want myself. And then I can't make it no more. I don't want to do it then. That's why I'm waiting to get in the right shape so I can really get close to that gold standard again. If I can't do that, I'm not going to do it. And I don't promise a run. I promise one match. That's it. I'm preparing for it more than any other match. Already a year already. And I'm expecting to be my best or one of my very best. I expect that. Now, who it's going to be, I don't know. The easiest question is Van Damme. But that's kind of that's kind of cheating. You know, I trained them. It's cheating. You know, but if all else fails, yeah. But I wouldn't mind meeting Van Damme versus somebody like we were talking around Cactus Jack and somebody because Cactus, me and him talked about it.
Ooh,
And this was before he got his brain scrambled, or they were scrambled before he knew it. And so he goes, yeah, when I lose 100 pounds, we'll figure something out, either a tag match or a single match. And that's all right. Then a few months later, he said, his brain's too fucked up. You don't mind to think about it. But anyways, he didn't think he could keep up in a single match, but I'm sure he could. But he wanted a tag match or a three-way, which could be me and Van Damme and Cactus. And then we all retire.
Man, that would be
Like
crazy.
we all died.
We're just thinking that there's a high possibility of a one more Sabu match.
Yeah.
And Van
I
Damme,
can't wait.
Van Damme said he wants to have one barbed wire match. He's never had one. So that might be a thought.
Oh.
Oh man,
I was even thinking juice it up even more and make it an explosion match, you know. And then
that's
that
how
way-
I was introduced
that way
to
I'm
Cactus
not
Jack.
wrestling Van Damme in his element. And this is Van
Yeah.
Damme out of his element. So it's like another guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. I like it. Yep. I like
Like, it'd be like remember how Muda and Muto?
yeah.
Muda was the babyface, Muto was the bad guy. Same with that. He could be Rob and Robbo. Rabu.
I love that. I love
So
that.
crazy. So crazy. We
Paulie,
got Polly
you are
Metal. He's
correct.
saying ECW under Vince sucked so bad it was cheesy. I agree with that. It was just so watered down, and I mean it was not what we're currently watching on the ECW watch along. So I want to ask you, Sabu, what was your thoughts on that ECW, the WWECW?
I knew it wasn't going to go nowhere, but I was wishful thinking, and I was promised something that was delivered, something different. You know, they promised they'd keep me the way I am, not change me, and boom. And then after I wrestled Rhino, no, after I wrestled John Cena, no, who wrestled the second time? Oh, Mysterio. Vince said, I quote him. He said, "You're the best. You're better than I heard, and the best I've ever seen." That's what he said. But he goes, to be a top babyface, you gotta be likable and talk. I said, how about I don't be likable and don't talk? How's that? You know?
Yeah.
And
But
they
that's
would
you.
not listen to the reasoning. He would not listen to the reasoning. Stephanie wouldn't. Nobody would. My thought didn't matter.
Mm.
And I go, if you really want to get the best out of me, which you should try to get the best out of me. That's why I'm here.
Yep.
Don't have me talk. You know, let me do it my way. And if it don't work, okay, make me squeal or something. But they didn't give me a chance to make it or not make it work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I was first, it worked. I didn't say a word. People still bought it. You know, and that's what they liked about me was I didn't talk bullshit. You know, I just did my job and
Just did your thing, yeah.
uniquely, sort of, and I did it my way, and that's the respect I got from them. But WWE said, "Yeah, but that's not how we do it. Don't do that again." You know?
Well, that's ridiculous because you
It's
are
ridiculous.
Sabu.
I thought they hired me for a 20 at the time. I dressed a 20-year Sabu, not a body.
Yeah.
You know, I was an old dog. I didn't want to do any new tricks. My tricks were already new to everybody.
Yeah. You're not joking. The triple jump moonsault is
even though I wasn't happy. I gave every match my full effort, even the ones I hated. And when something I didn't like, I spoke up. I didn't get my way, but I spoke up.
Well, with
Like
you
a man,
speaking like this, how did you come up with the idea of throwing the chair as opposed to just hitting somebody with the chair?
I was in Japan, and I went to All Japan, and FMW was swinging hard, bang, you know, crush the guy, but we tell you to block him. So you block him, but it still gets you. So I said, block it. So I go to hit him, and they block it like this. I go to hit him, they block it like this. So the next night, I go to hit him, he blocked it like that, put his hands on, and it poof, and it popped him in the face, and it didn't hurt him.
That's so awesome.
Everybody
That
thought,
is one of
"Man,
my.
you're shooting with him." I said, "No, I'm not. I threw as late as I could. It just looked like it hit him hard. It's called a work."
Was there anybody you enjoyed chucking the chair at through your career? Like
Everybody.
you enjoyed it deep down inside, but you weren't
Yeah.
going to hurt them.
Yeah, because if it makes the right noise, you got everybody's attention. They believe you, even though they may say, "Oh, that might be a gimmick chair," which it never was. But they might think that. They still say, "Man, he just blasted him with it, gimmick or not." And the reason why I like throwing it is because it's an unprotective bump.
Yeah.
You don't protect it, boom, it hit you. Or a late protection. So to the fans, it looks like no protection. High face, boom. But I tell the guy, block it. So when I throw it, at the last second, block it. So it makes a good noise and it don't crush them. Sometimes guys don't listen to me. And it knocks them out. But every guy, I say block it. It's up to them if they do or not. Because I'm gonna throw it hard if you block it. I'm gonna throw it hard if you don't block it.
I believe there was one Taz match where he threw it and Taz caught it with his face.
It wasn't never hard. It never hard where I was killing the guys. It was just stuff. I took care of them when they wouldn't take care of themselves.
No, I mean that actually like gives a whole nother level to Sabu out there when you are in a match. And the fact that I remember watching the Taz match where Taz did not put his hands up one bit and he took it in the corner of his eye. And it was like seconds after that, his whole face was just covered in blood.
Boy.
And we were like, oh my God.
Yeah, we was,
He had it coming.
Hey, did the FTW title, was that like truly something that bothered you? Or was that truly a work?
It didn't bother me. I actually thought it was a joke. I go, who the fuck makes their own belt and makes themselves champion? And how do you do that on a real show? On a real company? How did he get away with making his own belt and his own championship? Because Paul wouldn't make him champion, so he made himself. But Paul didn't get away with it. So we thought it was a joke. Like a belt, a title is something before you're winning something,
Yes.
Not starts with you. It starts with you, and you start it, and you carry it because you started it. It's not a real achievement.
Well, I love the angle that they played in it in ECW with you because it was very fun in an extreme way.
I liked wearing it because I thought it was so ridiculous. I put a piece of tape over it and put Sabu on it. I think.
Yeah, that's all you did. You didn't even get a name.
I was embracing it. Yeah, I wasn't.
That's fantastic. That is so fantastic.
It is.
When Van Dam won a belt, I go, we got it. No, I got it too.
Yeah.
Van Dam one time goes, you can wear it in the hotel room. I cracked up.
It's crazy. Okay, so I just want to bring this up because I've been thinking about it, hearing you talk, hearing all your knowledge that you're dropping here on this podcast. And it gets me thinking, is there a future where because you talked about your final match, past that, is there a future where we can see you as like a backstage producer or helping out with match? I would hearing you talk about the business. I just feel like you would be great helping some company out to help agent matches and produce things. Was that something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I'd be interested in it, but guys who run the companies, they're strict in their way, and they know that I wouldn't teach a straight line.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I'd teach a guy like he's going to be the world champion, not just a guy who's going to get in the ring and get it over with.
Yeah.
And they want guys who will follow the rules programmed, and they want guys to program other people. That's where it was hard for me when I went there with WWE. Is you couldn't program me. You could deprogram me, but I wasn't letting them. If you notice, everybody has a comeback, like a clothesline, hip toss, or hip toss, knuckle shuffle, or something. It's always 3. So I made mine 5. They go, no, you only can have 3. I said, watch. But I thought that was a stupid rule that every wrestler can only have a 3-move comeback, or has to have a 3-move comeback.
Yeah.
That kind of goes without saying. That goes without saying, and it doesn't. It's boring. Everybody, you go, oh boy, here comes John Cena and his 3 things, and The Rock and his 3 things. If you notice, they all did like a thing in 3s, and it was lame.
Well,
I thought,
have you RVD and all the other guys that you guys still speak with? Have you guys ever thought about doing your own promotion? I mean, they got WWE ID coming out.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's too much work, and it takes a lot of money,
Yeah,
and
it
the
does.
smart
Yeah.
thing to do, you don't put your own money in it. And I don't know any billionaires, or I'm not lucky enough for that. I don't have any luck like that. But
Yeah.
if someone come over and offer me a job or dumped a bunch of money in my lap, I'd take it. Why not?
Listen,
I
if
love
I
wrestling.
ever,
I still love wrestling. I'm not bitter. I'm just saying the guys who think they're doing like me, they're misinterpreting it a little. And I don't blame them for that, because all you used to catch my eye was the action. Not
Yeah.
promos, not rest holds. I'd fast forward to those, or not pay attention as much. I paid attention later on, and when I started to learn wrestling. But when I first watched it as a kid, I didn't want to watch that shit, the talking and stuff. Fuck.
Yeah.
I never got into it. So it's not by design. I'm shy anyway, so it's hard for me to talk in public or in front of people, and especially to cut a promo, yelling and screaming when I'm not really mad.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So, and one day I was about 15 years old. Me and my mom was watching wrestling, and we seen Ric Flair, Tommy Rich, a few other guys. Nothing against Tommy Rich, but Flair and a couple other guys. They all kind of cut the same promo, yelling and screaming, and their face turned red. And my mom goes like, promise me when you do that, you won't. You promise when you become a wrestler, you won't do that. I said, Mom, I'll never say a word, because I hated it too. Now it kind of worked out, because I don't like saying a word, and it got to be my gimmick. But it really wasn't a gimmick. It was one time, one of my first matches I had in Hawaii, and they said, go cut a promo. I never cut a promo before. It's like my second or third year in the business. Never cut a promo before. So they put a microphone in front of me, and I fucking stumbled all over my words. My uncle said, don't ever fucking talk again. So he told me never talk again. My mom, I promised her I wouldn't talk again, and I didn't want to talk again.
well, I mean, Bill Alfonso talked
But it
enough
really
for
wasn't
3
it wasn't by
lifetimes.
design. It was because that makes me uncomfortable.
I love that. You watched wrestling with your mom then, like that was
Yeah.
was a normal thing.
Yeah, she didn't like watch it. It was on. She was
Yeah.
there. I would beat myself up, and then the promos come on, and she'd stop and say, "Fuck, this sucks."
I
Yeah,
love it.
My uncle never said a word either, and he always had good promos. He'd tear the guy up or
Yeah.
set somebody on fire. It was never a regular promo.
No, you're
His
100%
promo was
with
good.
that. Yeah. I mean, I watched wrestling with my mom, and I showed her your match versus Terry Funk, the barbed wire match in ECW. She was like, I can't watch this guy, but I continued to watch you. But she said, I appreciate what he could do, and I loved his uncle, but he goes a little too far for me.
Well, it's no fun unless you go too far.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
thought
true.
I never
That is
seen you
true.
go too far. The matches you had were so memorable, so impressionable upon. I can only speak for myself. For me, as a wrestling fan, I mean, I go back and there's matches I watch of yours. I mean, at least once a month, I pop on a Sabu match just to see something,
Do I
because,
keep winning or I keep losing?
well, in my eyes, you always keep winning, man. And the ones you do maybe not win, I don't watch the ending, so I've never known. So I've never known you to lose.
One of my nephews goes, "This is my favorite match." I go, "I lost." Don't show that one again.
Yeah. Your input and your footprint in wrestling is a very big staple. Our chat has been talking about it.
Oh yeah.
There are younger talents that they try, and like you spoke of, they don't know why, but they try to do some of the moves. We get back to the chair throw though. There has never been more of a violent action with an object besides, I guess, New Jack throwing what's his name off the scaffold and then being like, bye bye.
Oh my gosh.
But when you were able to do these matches with RVD and bring that backyard wrestling, what you thought your uncle wasn't seeing you guys do, was that the biggest like personal achievement of your career?
Yeah.
Just to be with a friend so close in that.
Yeah, like I said, it was we actually shared the spotlight in training, and then boom. Now I didn't really like a WrestleMania thing because it should have been, out of respect to us, It should have been me versus Van Dam, or me and Van Dam versus two other guys, not an 8-man tag.
No,
Each guy does 2 minutes. It should have been that.
no, I agree with you on
To
that.
me, it was lost in the shuffle. A great payday, big house, but I had better moments.
Man,
No, a good moment isn't just pay or maximum people.
yeah,
Like I said, with Taz, that was the perfect storm.
yeah, that really was. I mean, that is a big, like I said, a imprint in my brain watching you throw those chairs in the audience, watching you do those things. Because I was one of those guys who we didn't get ECW right away, so I had to wait to go to my cousins in the summer, and I would binge watch ECW tapes that they were buying out of magazines. And when I was introduced to you, man, it was like game changing. It was like, man, I could care less about these other guys. Sabu is the guy. Sabu is who I want to watch, and it just really sucked that there was never like an official Sabu big main roster run. I love ECW. I truly do. And
it wasn't the big time.
Yeah. I mean, I truly believe that your style and hearing you speak about wrestling should be put in front of more people's eyes and more people seen in the business, because it would be different today, even in the indies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, just a huge imprint that this man has left, and I gotta ask, because like you left the WWE in about May of 2007. I think it was around that time.
Exactly.
But I wanted to ask you about WrestleMania 23. Where you teamed up with RVD, Tommy Dreamer, and the Sandman, and defeated Matt Striker, Kevin Thorne, Marcus Corvon, and a friend of mine, the Pope Elijah Burke. It's been on record that that's like one of your like highlights of your career. What was it like wrestling on that big stage, WrestleMania, having a moment on that stage?
It wasn't that big of a moment for me. I told you a minute ago.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
My best payoff, but it wasn't my best moment.
Gotcha.
It was too big, and what we did was too small.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. And that's literally
like I said, out of respect to us, because he's wrestling probably 17 years. No, he probably wrestled 15 years. I was wrestling 20 at the time. We deserve a little respect, but so we're in our hometown, and we're mid card in an 8-man tag. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It should have been me versus him, or me and him versus two guys. Could be two
for sure.
Nobodies. So.
Yeah, and it ended up being that
would have been like a cherished moment, but I had to share it with Dreamer and Sandman. Nothing against them, but I didn't go to Vietnam with those guys.
Yeah. And
they didn't save my life.
And look, we have
nothing personal. Just that for it to be a big moment. I gotta say it's a big moment.
For sure. No, for sure. And like I said, this chat is jumping off with everything that is going on. Man, we talk a lot of what's going on with ECW, but I gotta ask you real quick before we slide out of here and let you go, because this has been a really awesome episode. And I always like to ask, wrestling right now, with everything going on, whether it be WWE and the houses that they're pulling in now, it seems like there's a big wrestling boom going on right now, and it's massive with all the storylines going on and so much places for you guys to work now, which is great. I mean, it's great for wrestling when there's more places that are thriving and you guys can work. What are your thoughts on the current state of wrestling and where it's at, whether it be WWE or even the indies below?
They're having they're making a lot of money now. It's a common thing now, contracts and shit now. But anyways, I think it's cool. I disagree with all the scripting, but that's not for me to say anymore. I don't do it anymore, so I can't bitch about it. I'm not reading no script. So and if I was still wrestling today, they'd probably force me. So I probably wouldn't be happy. But if they can do it, if they're brought up that way, that's all they know. They don't know it's a pain in the ass. To them, it's the way it is. Excuse me. Yeah. So I like it. Scripted wrestling is cool, but it's not fun for me.
Yeah. For sure.
But if you watch it, if everything goes as planned, it's a fantastic thing. Then when some things don't, they kind of get lost because they only know the plan. The next step. Then when they get fucked up, the next step was 3 steps ago. Anyways, I like the wrestling now. You know, I think I can help, but I'm not going to force nobody to let me help. And I'm not going to teach nobody in one day. You know, anybody who asked me for advice, I said, to give you honest fucking advice, I can't tell you in one day. It takes more than one day. I can tell you right now, go to the gym, you know, get a tan.
Yeah.
But if you really want more than that, it'll take more than one day. And like when they do seminars, I really, you know, I feel like I'm cheating them because I can't really teach them in a couple hours. They'll hear me and say, "Oh yeah, I agree with it," and they forget it. You know, not that they want to, but they do. You know, and for me to really help somebody, where I would say, "Yeah, I'm satisfied. I helped somebody." It would take more than one day. I tell everybody, I can't teach you into that. I just can't.
For sure, absolutely. And man, we just appreciate all your time and all your knowledge that you've been dropping on us here, man. It's been an incredible episode. Before we let you get out of here, Voice, do you have any final thoughts for our amazing guest here, Sabu?
Just thank you for being who you were trained to be, who you adapted to be, who you became. I have cousins, one of them who is not walking on this earth anymore. He introduced me to you, and for him to, if he could know right now that I'm speaking to you and I just heard these words, you've made my childhood like a complete extreme, violent, beautiful moments. I did the backyard wrestling, and you were the guy I wanted to be, and I tried to be. So I thank you so much for giving us your time. It's very valuable, and you've given us so much in here and in the world of wrestling. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Believe it or not, I was getting cold feet a couple minutes before we got to hold each other. I was saying maybe they changed their mind.
No.
Nope.
No.
No, we've been looking forward to this. Absolutely. It has been a complete thank you. It's been a complete treasure, a complete treat. Thank you so much for all the knowledge that you've dropped on us and just having a great conversation that we take it off.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I usually don't. Not that I don't want to, but I get uncomfortable. But you guys made me feel very comfortable, and it was cool.
I've had 3 panic attacks this week because of that, but I'm so glad that you
said no racist jokes, so what can I say?
Oh my God. You are a treat, man.
Yes, man. Sabu, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything, we always love to give our guests their respect. Is there anything that you like to plug? Anything that you got coming up? Anything at all?
That was my wife. She passed away a few years ago. Did we mention that already?
No,
we didn't.
No.
Oh, that's Super Genie Melissa.
Super Genie, yes.
We're married for about 7 years, and she died about 3 years ago. That's but anyways, thank you for having me. And this is her too. I wear it every day. Anyways, thank you, and we'll do it again.
Awesome.
What are you guys doing WrestleMania weekend?
We will be in touch with you on this.
We will be in touch, most definitely.
If you can make it out here, I'll take care of you.
Oh, okay.
I don't need you to take care either.
Okay.
Yeah. 21 time, take care. All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all your time. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sabu. He was a great guest. I mean, just awesome to have. And you guys were great in the chat there. I really hope this isn't the last time that we talk to this man, man. Like, he was amazing, bro.
Howse, I'm about to do some weird shit to make it to Vegas.
Man, we're going to Vegas to hang out with Sabu. You better go play.
Anybody out there, you got $50? Meet me at 7-Eleven. I gotta get to Vegas. Sabu's he's gonna entertain us, dude. Let's fucking go.
Listen, I am down for that, most definitely. Hanging out with Sabu, man. What a time this was. And he was awesome, man. What a great guest. Listen, man, how was that for you? I got to ask, man, how was that for you? Because I know you've been looking forward to that for a while.
Bro, this, like I said at the beginning, this was an ultimate, this was my goal in podcasting. And I told you this, I know you've heard this. This was my goal, to speak to Sabu. He truly, the words I said to him were truly the words that, if I ever got to meet him at a meet and greet, those were what I was going to say to him. I truly honor everything that he's done in a ring. I don't care what anybody has to say. He has such an imprint in wrestling, especially for me, that like it just I don't even know if this is real. I'm gonna have to rewatch it tomorrow to make sure that
It's real, bro. It is real.
And then what he said at the end,
yeah, he was comfortable, bro. Like for real. We're gonna get my man back on. He was amazing. Guys, this will be available on all major podcasting platforms tomorrow morning. I'll make sure that we get it dropped. And that is going to be awesome. In Your House, the ECW Watch Along series. And we're going to continue that. But we had to bring in the Legend of Man. We've been watching for many weeks here. And we just had that awesome moment because, guys, you guys feel that? Oh, Sabu just felt it. The ECW Watch Along with Sabu. And hey, hopefully we can get him to come and actually watch a match with us. That would be crazy. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back and hit you next week and get back to that action. ECW Watch Along right here. Massive. You know them vibes are. You know what we talk about here when we do ECW. And man, I got to give you that chance. You just had a dream interview. Their voice. I got to tell you, man, what can we see you doing next, man? What's in the pipeline for the voice, Josh Joseph? Talk to me.
All right. So, of course, we just did the ECW watch along, but we had Sabu in for a special guest. So, are we doing an episode tomorrow? I know your schedule's a little iffy.
I'll get with you. I'm going to get with you.
We'll let you know. But other than that, every other Friday, you can catch me here doing what we do, where we watch ECW. We go back in time. We're in 1997. Like Howse said to Sabu, we're about to be at November to Remember. We're leading up to it. It's going to be a fantastic one. Each episode before November to Remember is going to be impactful. So join us on that. Usually 6:30 p.m.
Yep.
Join us. We'll be there. On that note, Saturday nights, come and join me, Viking Storm, where we bring the new Window Liquor show, Conspiracies at Seas, where we talk, well, it's in the name, conspiracies. Me and a good friend, we just try to have a silly goose time, and we're going to talk some conspiracies, get you involved, and see what weird shit we can uncover. Outside of that, you can catch me on this Sunday house party where me and whoever's in the house party, we go live and we talk wrestling. We talk everything that happened throughout the week, things that entertained us. This will definitely be a topic. And so join us. We usually go live around 11:30 on a Sunday brunch. I think that's
brunchy,
it's around
11:30, sometimes noon. Yeah. We get there.
Join us there. You'll love it. Monday nights, though, it's me and the Bearded Brigade, where we go live and we bring you the Monday Night Raw preview. It is me, the voice, the blue-eyed villain, Grunmeister, and Kevin Calloway. I'm not even going to give him his goblin name. I'm a little upset with him. He didn't text me back. So Kevin, if you want that goblin moniker, you gotta reach back, buddy. But anyways, outside of that, that's 7 p.m. every Monday. Come join us where we talk two subjects that are a group discussion, and then my co-hosts, they take over and we talk one of their topics, and it's a fun time. We've had a lot of interaction in the crowd during these times, so please join us at 7 p.m. every Monday, and that's in your house. There's so much content we're putting out.
Oh yes, a lot of work is being done, and we're giving you guys that work as much as we possibly can. Oh yeah, we could probably make that happen. Yeah, he was, Tony.
Tony,
you're right, Tony.
100%.
Most definitely
on that one.
Hey, this was awesome. This was fun. It was a vibe, guys. You already know them vibes. You guys, this is what we do here. This is why I'm proud of what we do, because we bring in awesome guests like this and make it a really big episode. And like, remember, guys, we do this. We give you guys at least like 5 to 7 episodes every single week, giving you guys that work. And man, we still have the house party going down November 30th. That's going to be big. That's going to be massive. A lot of great prizes to give away, such as AEW World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose, such as the man who will be competing that night in War Games. That is the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns, and a man that Sabu talked about, and he wrestled him. He out-wrestled him, and he was like, are you trying to make me look bad, brother? You won the match. That is Kurt Angle, signed Kurt Angle Funko Pop. These are all things that's going to be available there. It's going to be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. So, guys, follow us on what we're doing every single week. Myself, Annie O'Neill, we do our thing. We're going to be moving into Tuesdays now. It's going to be the Raw Deal on Tuesdays. That works better for my schedule, and it's going to be better for you guys because we can talk Monday Night Raw a little bit earlier. I'm excited for everything that In Your House is doing because we put in a lot of work with a great team that is dedicated. I truly love it. I truly appreciate everybody, and that's why I pull my team together and do awesome things like we did tonight, because it's all about that work, ladies and gentlemen, because it's HOWSE, and that W stands for work. So for our amazing guest, Sabu, for the voice, Josh Joseph, for Hypocrisy Jones, for the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway, for Grunmeister, for Divinely Designed Danny O'Neill, for the world's most dangerous podcaster, Paragon, I am Alakon the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.